Hello there, this is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking to you on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I had something completely different I was going to do today, and then I started making some additional Halloween cards for my holiday buffet, and got stuck playing with something that I thought was really fun. I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Oh my goodness sakes. Anyhow, hello Vera. It is on, if you want to look at the bundle, it's on page 64 of the mini catalog. Hi Cindy. Welcome ladies. Anyhow, you know, I get distracted easily. I have so much stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, but I started playing with this bundle and I had kind of bought it not right away. And then I thought I really liked it. It has like, it has dies that match and all these kind of cute little things that go along with it. So I'll turn it around and let you see what I started playing with. And we'll talk about how to use the dies, because it was another one that the dies were different than what I anticipated when I unwrapped the package. So it was like, oh, okay, I have to do a little thought here, which is sometimes difficult. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I will show you what I was working on. I'll show you the first one and how it has progressed. And then we're going to do a little Christmas card today. So using that bundle, I'm going to turn, oops. Oh, I turned it back. Oh my goodness sakes. I did a double tap. Okay, we're going for a little ride. So y'all know when I turn this, I cannot then, woo, I cannot see when you're on. So you have to talk to me to let me know, leave a message to let me know that you're here, whether you're watching it now or you watch it later. Welcome, welcome. I guess I was going to try to make it, oh, there we go, a little bit bigger. Okay, ta-da. Okay, now I can see. So I think I have it relatively straight. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. It is on page 64 of the holiday catalog, and I saw these cute little stamps, and I thought, well, that's cool. And then they've got dies. Well, I didn't pay attention. You see that this is 2 pieces. So there's an A and a B die. So you don't have to cut it out both. You don't have to cut it out complete. So, and I didn't do one of them yet, but I'll show you. So on the in the catalog, they have this one here, and you can see it's cut out, but only on that edge. So they, hello, Vera. So they stamped it and have it, you can see where there's a metal piece here, and that cut out just this angle, just that side of it. So you have that kind of interesting play on it. But I I didn't realize that. So this was the first card. I was making Halloween cards. So this is, well, let me do this. So here's the pieces. And the cute thing is, here, let me move some of this stuff over. So they have the Halloween one, and then they have a little ghost. Okay. They have the Christmas boughs with the ornaments, and then they have a little wreath thing here, branch, and then they have 3 little light bulbs. And then for the apples, this one is apples, or you could probably make them into plums, ladies. Apples, and then they have 2 leaves, and then an apple. And then they have this nice piece for your verse. So it says, blessed, festive, and bright, spooky greetings. You could do to and from, and this cool little spider. So when I did this card here, this one was for, I combined a couple different sets. Clever Cats, because I love this cat. But this is what this one looks like, right? And it's just, I just think it's so cool. So this was one of them that will be in the holiday buffet, along with some other dies that I cut out. But that's what I want you to look at on this one. This is the festive and bright. All right, and then I did this one. And this one is with the apples. So I cut it out both ways. In the inside, I just put a branch down the side. But this one here, I cut out You know, so it was and I had to cut it shorter because it would go longer than this. So you cut it off. Hello, Brenda. So this is, and then here's the little apples. And I just cut them in white because I use the same paper that I cut out my verse with. And then I just colored them like I did here with my blends. But you can see that that is popped up then with dimensionals. And then I use the wood grain. You see that? The wood grain in the background just to give it a little more interest. Okay. So really fun. And then I did this one. So this one I started playing with today. So we're going to do one like this, except I'm going to mix it up. I have a different bow for the one I'm going to make, so you can decide whether you like whichever bow. And then also, I love having the textured backgrounds. Our embossing folders give you so much bang for the buck. It just makes it so much more interesting than just a flat surface. So this one that I used has snowflakes. These come together. There's one, you can see the snowflakes and you can see the boughs. Okay, this is called Wintry 3D. They come together. They're on page 155 of the annual catalog. $10 for these two. And I'm telling you, you will get your money's worth. They're heavier embossing folders, and they come as a pair, but super cute. Super cute. So this one, I used the snowflakes, and the other one that I'm going to do today, I pre-embossed it already with the boughs. So we'll see which one you like better. But this is a really cute, if you haven't looked at these, super cute to just add a little interest in a very simple, inexpensive way on your cards. So let's get started here. Let's put this over here. All right, let's see here. Put everything over. So these are marked 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 1A, 1B. So they have a side to them. When you stamp it, you will clearly, it fits like perfectly, so you'll see which one you're going to. It's easy to tell which one. I mean, these points, you can tell this is the points of the hat, right? And then here where it's all jagged, that's easy to know that that's the boughs, okay? And then this one, here's the apples in the center. So they are easy to tell which one is which. So you just have to, you know, but they know that it comes in two parts. So that was kind of interesting. It was like, I just thought it cut out the whole thing, you know, and I thought, well, okay, that's cool. But no, it doesn't do that. So we're going to start out. I'm just going to, you need the bigger block because it's pretty long. So those of you that do scrapbooking, I think this is really nice. I think it goes like, yeah, 5.5 inches. So it's pretty long. So I have it on my, which is the eye block here. And I am going to, when they're bigger than my ink pad, I ink them up this way. So I'm using Memento Ink. Oh no, that's not what I used. Wait a minute. I'm going to do it exactly like I did though. So sometimes, a lot of times I'll use Memento. Most often I'll use Memento when I'm using my blends. But on these little snow, little light bulbs, I have the snowflakes in my head. On these little light bulbs, I just colored them in. I didn't have a problem with my blends, even though I stamped it in the Shaded Spruce. One of my favorite winter colors, ladies, you remember. That's what I do a lot. Okay, so Shaded Spruce. Here we go. Let's start over. Shaded Spruce. So I just ink it up. Ta-da, ta-da. Put that over here. And press it down. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you're going to put the dies on it to cut it out. So there we go. But then I also, on this same thing, when I cut it out, I did my words. So I have the Festive and Bright, and I use that in the Shaded Spruce also. So I'm going to put that right up here. And then I'm going to use a die and cut it out at the same time. There we go. Okay. So I have to bring my cut and emboss machine over. Let me just wipe this off, otherwise I'll be wearing it here. There we go. Ta-da, ta-da. All right, there. So let's move this off. Well, let's color it first. I'm getting ahead of myself. A lot of people will cut it out. I always prefer to color before I cut out. Now I can't with the little with the little light bulbs that we're doing, but I can with with this one. I always say this is a pretty big piece, but a lot of times it's like you're chasing it. I don't like to chase the piece around or hold a small piece. I move stuff around a lot when I color it and do that kind of stuff. So I just thought, no, I'm going to do it. So I used I used light Granny Apple Green, light Night of Navy, dark Daffodil Delight, and dark, I believe it's dark Cherry Cobbler I used. Light Cherry Cobbler, I'm sorry. Light Cherry Cobbler. Because I made the base of the card real red, so I guess I thought I had the real red. Maybe we'll pull that over here. Here's my real red. We're going to switch it up, and then we can see the difference on when we compare the two cards. So I knew the way this went with these 4 colors, each one is going to have 3 light bulbs colored. So what I did was I just quickly colored them in here. We'll put one down here. 1, 2, 3. And I think I did the blue next to the green. Doesn't really matter. So, and this looks really dark, but after it dries, it gives you a little more color here. 2, and let's see here. We'll do this one. There we go. 1, 2, 3, red, nice and bright. Just color them in random. 2. One is going to have an extra one, I guess. You can see that. Our yellow. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. Yellow. There we go. Yep. I thought I had it figured out, and I was like, oh. Yeah. So here we go. But I liked using the shaded spruce for the branches, so I didn't have to color in any of that. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to bring the cut and emboss machine over here. This is a well-loved plate that's on here. It has gotten lots of use. There we go, like that. Let's see here. Can y'all see that? What a mess. Ooh. But see that? It stays flat. I've used it a million times. Now, when I do long pieces, I generally put this at an angle when I'm putting it on here. So here is my, I'm going to go with the A here. Here's my A piece. And let's see here. Is this the right way? No, this is this way. I guess that you can tell because here's the light bulb at the end. And this is kind of long. So if you want to use a piece of washi tape on it, I would suggest that. Just because you're going to hold it in place a little bit. If you can get the end of the washi tape. That's the big, here it is. That's the big problem. Okay, so I'm just going to line up this end here, my down end, and put that washi tape over there. And then I'll line up this end and put one more piece. I had to buy washi tape on the retirement list because I didn't have any. We didn't have any in our regular catalog now, so I didn't have any. Okay, so here is the die for the words. And I'm just going to kind of line that up. Try to center it as best I can. I'm going to go up just a little there. And then my 3 little light bulbs. I'm going to put in there, and then I'll color them in. We'll cut all this stuff out, and then we'll have to do the other die for this side. So now where's my plate? Here it is. All right. So I'm just going to put it on and run it through here. I find that if you go straight on, or you know, if you would have it this way, going through the center when you're putting in those big dies, it doesn't work as well. And you get a big clunk. So I'm avoiding the clunk and doing it this way. So everything cut out wonderfully. Here's my little pickup tool here. My 3 little light bulbs. Keep those safely over on the side. Whoop, put these back on my magnetic sheet so I don't lose those either. There. Here's my verse. Okay, so I'm going to take this off so you can see. I'm going to use this again. I'll use that again. So, ta-da, it cut off. Whoop, come on there. Ta-da, just that one edge. So I just cut this just so I didn't have it dangling on there. So it cut right along the edge. All right, now we'll put in the other one. Here we go. This one goes here. And again, I'll use a little washi to hold it in place. So kind of get it in place here. And I'm just putting it on the ends. Take it off of this one. But what a clever way, right? If you want to use this to just have your, you know, to just use that decorative edge would look really cool. I just didn't do that yet, but that's probably to come. And that gives you a nice option, right? Otherwise, you used to be able to, you know, like you would only put half your plate over it, you know, because it would only cut when it had the correct depth of with your little sandwich here. But this makes it much easier and gives you lots of cool options then. So let's move that plate out of the way. So they're lots of fun if you have them. Yeah, I just thought it cut out the whole thing, but no, it does not. To my surprise, when I opened it, I was like, oh my goodness, totally different. I did not expect that. So here's my piece, and it's pretty long, so it will go the whole length of your card. I mean, our regular cards are 5.5, and it's a little over that. So what I did was I just kind of trimmed just a tiny bit on the edges because I didn't want any problem with it going into my envelope. So it's just a teeny little trim is what I did. Now, if you were using this in, you know, if you for scrapbooking, that would just be a bonus, right? You have a little more. I used in here, instead of using, because when I started playing, I just grabbed shaded spruce and thought, well, we'll see what's going to happen here. And so I then was like, okay, let's match a Christmas paper. A lot of the Christmas paper used Evening Evergreen. I just didn't like the matchup. And so I ended up pulling my 6x6 Regal. And that's what I used on the bottom here. So I pre-embossed this with the branch embossing folder. I cut out, see, I used the little branches here. So I cut those out of this front layer because once I glue everything on, nobody's going to know those are missing. So I went ahead and cut those out. Ta-da, ta-da. There we go. This is going to go here. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to get my pieces glued on here. Glue this on. I'm a green glue girl, so a little bit of green glue goes a long way. Remember, it squishes. I'm going to put it on this background so I'm not using like white on white to make sure that I get it covered completely. There we go. I love this plaid. I just think it's kind of fun. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this piece together. It's a little bit bowed because this embossing folder is so, it's a 3D one, so it gives it a stronger, deeper cut impression on your paper, it feels a little bit weaker to me, so I like to, you know, I layer anyhow, but I usually do that at the end after I'm done with each building it up, but because it's a little bit wonky because of running it through, I'm going to go ahead with that. So here is this. So this is going to go here, and I know it's going to go over the edges, but remember I have my card base that's going to go underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead. One side is a little bit, like this side is a little bit flatter. See that? This edge. And then this side dips down a little bit more. This is the side I want showing on here. I did it opposite on the other one, but I think it adds a little more interest to have that dipping out and have that kind of uneven edge. So let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. I wanted to pop that up, just add some more interest to it. Yeah, I was, so I know I was supposed to come back and do the paper pumpkin, which I promise I will do on Friday. I'll do a follow-up Friday with that. But I started playing with this and it was like, these are kind of cool. And so I'm working by myself, and I had nobody to say, you know what, you best get done what you need to get done. And instead I went off. I went off and just started playing, so it's okay. There we go, just like that. Ta-da! So I have these cool little branches that what I did was I just sort of went, I figured halfway here and leaving a little bit of an edge. And then one over here. One kind of bends up and one sort of bends down. So it doesn't matter whichever way. And then my words are going to go right here. So on this, I didn't want to edge it. I didn't want to make a layer or a different shape. So I just took my, I didn't want a lot of color on it. I just wanted it to stand out a little bit. So I took my light smoky slate and I used the paintbrush end. And then I just went right down the edge. And that's just going to make that edge a little bit, stand out a little bit, not a lot, but I didn't want a lot of color on it. There's enough going on, but I just wanted it to stand out a bit. So this is enough to make it look like there's a little bit of a edge or a layer there. Ta-da. Just like that. So you can see how you can, it just makes it stand out a little bit more. So that was my little trick here. And then I will take my branches. I'm just going to run a little bit of green glue down the center. That's all I need to do. Just a tad, because we're sort of just tacking it down. So I'm going to go part way. There we go. And this one, because I'm going to have the words over it, and the words are going to be bumped up with dimensionals. But this is going to go down. And I'm going to look and try to get it about the same as what I was working on. All right, let's put the loose pieces in place. I'm going to put the words on there, and then we'll work around it with the little light bulbs. And then I used a different ribbon on this one. So we'll see which one we like better after it's all done. So Festive and Bright. And I just wanted to get that kind of in the center. Guess it's over this way a little bit. There we go. I don't know. Now I feel like it's the other way. You see why it takes me a while sometimes? There we go. Okay, but look at how plain. It needed something else, obviously. We need a little more zip in here. So here's my little light bulbs. They're super cute. I gotta get them turned the right way. You can tell if you have the right way. The back side is a little bit like squished and is a rough edge. The top of it has a nice smoothed edge. So I used these three colors here. So I just took the paintbrush end and held the end of it here and then just colored it over real quick. There we go. One, my red one. Whoa, throwing things around here. Here's the red one. There we go. Wanted to make sure I got it on the edges. Oops, look at that one went flying too. And the blue. Night of Navy, but the light Night of Navy, so you get a really nice soft blue. It looks so dark when you first do it, but once it dries, it softens it up. There we go. And then, like I put around the edge, the soft smoky slate is what I colored in the end of my light bulbs with. Come on, there we go. And turn it around, baby. There we go. So they look like real little light bulbs. I was wondering if they, I mean, I suppose you could put them on here too, but I mean, they're so much bigger. So what I did was I thought, well, I have the colors, trying to decide which colors go where. I wanted one, I wanted my bow over here. So on this one I used this little red bow that has the white stitching in it. But then I decided we would try one with this. I think this bow is so pretty. It gives it a little more presence. Because I have red here, I decided to put red up here. So it's kind of opposite when I was deciding where to put my light bulbs. That was a big decision too. There, and then this one is here. There we go. So this one's just going to get glued right onto the top of my verse layer. There we go. And then I used my little dimensionals and popped up the yellow one and the blue one. As long as I had the bow there and that was giving it a little height, I just thought it looked more interesting to do that. Pop this up. So that's what I did. There we go. This one, a little blue one. Okay. And here are my glue dots. That's what I put my bow on with. So I'm just pressing my bow into the glue dot. See how these bows, this ribbon is like, here, this is the ribbon. It's the real red, and it's just a sheer ribbon. It's so pretty, and just, it ties such a nice bow. Nice and full and pretty. I'm going to put that right there at an angle. Ta-da! There we go. So, wasn't done yet. So it looks kind of flat. I need a little more. And we have this wonderful thing called holiday rhinestones. So I have a bunch of them in here. And they come in all different holiday colors, of course. And here is this beautiful shaded spruce. And I believe this is cherry cobbler, but that's okay. We're using it. So I put this shaded spruce, even though I know you don't see it as much. When you move the card around, you will. I put it here. I kind of hid it in here. So I had 3 of them of the shaded spruce. There we go. And then I used the real red. So I put one over here. I moved them around a bit. And then one, let's see here, I put one over here and one up here on this side. There. Ta-da. So when you move the card, you're going to see, it's just kind of cool. You'll catch that little bit of sparkle in there. We're going to just glue this right onto the base. Oops. Come on. Those little, doesn't everybody who has those everywhere, the backing from the dimensionals. My poor dog, when she sits under this bed, the bed is under my desk, she often is walking around with dimensional backings all over her. So there we go. Ta-da. And then in the inside, I used a verse from a different set. I stole the inside verse from, this is another one of those sets that's really fun to use. Time of Giving covers different, the different holidays too, but I think that this is really pretty Christmas cheer throughout the year, and it sort of mimicked the font on this one, because they didn't have an inside verse. They had, you know, the outside verses, and I have to do the inside. So I used the Real Red. I'm going to put this right here. And the backing here is my shaded spruce. So what I did, because I like to decorate the inside also. So this is what how I solved that little problem. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way again. So I took my piece here, the inside piece. I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine again. Here we go. And I took my die and I just put it up in the corner. Because remember, I have the shaded spruce underneath. This is just going to cut out that leaf, and then the shaded spruce will show through. So you'll have a little interest and even a little texture on the inside. So that cut that. Ta-da. Now I could have used this one. I could have used this and just colored it and used it on the front, but now I have one for somewhere else. And I put another one over here just because I thought it was cool. Hi, Terry. Let's see here. So there we go. Okay, let's move this aside. Welcome, welcome, Terry. There we go. Peel this off. I can't lose this one because it's so well loved. kind of a mess. All right, so here's my shaded spruce. Ta-da! So when you put that on, it's just kind of cool. Shines through without putting anything extra in there. And then you have those little white pieces that you can use on a different project. I'll have to try to use those for a project on Friday so that we're not wasting anything. But I think it looks interesting to have it cut out. There we go. Just make sure you don't put the glue in there. Put the glue up in the corners. There. Ta-da. All right. There we go. Okay. Put the inside in. Pretty fast. A nice Christmas card. So here's the first one. Cat, stop. Here's the second one. So this one, I have the side that is a little bit more edgy, right? It's not as flat as this side. So I switched it around, which I really liked. And then the two different backgrounds. There we go. So the snowflakes here, or the branches. I'm trying to get the same kind of, you can see the depth. And then the bow. I really like this fuller. I like the full bow. I even thought I could have gone with this yellow gingham ribbon for the bow. Because of the yellow, I could have gone with a a gingham bow in there too, but red and green, so traditional. I didn't decide not to do that, but it would look kind of like country, you know, have a country look to it. So here we go. That is the Festive and Bright bundle. So I'll put these out, I'll show you. So cute. If you haven't looked at this bundle before, take a look at it because it's adorable. So here's the hats, and then the apples, and the bows with the light bulbs. So cute. You could color these into peaches too. I mean, this I you know, I wouldn't, but these you could have peaches or plums. Again, we can switch out our fruit. So it's just an adorable set. So if you're interested in that set, let me know. You can go to stampingjourney.com. You can get a hold of me. And then I do have one that I wanted to show you. So on Friday, I was playing with the Peaceful Cabin dies and set. And I started this, but I hadn't finished it. All I did was cut this out. So I stamped the cabin, and then I had done these little things, little stars cut out, because that's how those dies are really different too. So I was experimenting with the dies, and this is the die for the little stars. So I cut this out a number of times. I think I did it like 3 times maybe. 1, 2, 3. But I didn't go all the way over, and I thought, what am I going to do? It's so lopsided. So I just punched out the moon, and then I used my trees that I had cut out here. I used the trees, so you just kind of had a silhouette, peacefulness, and then used a smoky slate background. I did glue behind here a piece of Pacific Point. And then this back layer is black, so that's why that shows through here. You can see where it cuts out, the die cuts out all these little pieces, so that background is black. And then I did put 2 more of the trees in the inside. It's just a little thank you card. But I used the Pacific Point. Since I used it here, I used that for my verses also. So there you go. I did finish one thing that I promised, and I will come back and make some more of the little pumpkins. They are adorable from the paper pumpkin this month. So there you go. Now look at all the ones we have. So we'll put them. I always wait for a shot with using all these, and I never get it, but there we go. There's all our little cards today. Ta-da! We went from Halloween to apples. I'm going to be going up to Prairie du Chien and going to the apple orchards. So I was in the frame of mind to play with the apples, but there you go. All right, let me turn the camera around. Hello, Karen. Welcome, welcome, ladies. All right. Ta-da. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Festive and Bright, really fun. If you haven't looked at it before, take a look at it now, because you can get Halloween, you can get fall, you can get the Christmas. Really, really cute, simple little things, and just kind of a little surprise. I need to do one with the edging, and I'll do that. Maybe try to do one with each of the edgings where you're only cutting one side, and show you how that looks on Friday. So that's it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Please join me tomorrow. We'll be winging it on Wednesday. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be pulling out. I think the Whimsy and Wonder set. We'll see. If there's any suggestions or requests, let me know. I would be happy to accommodate you. So thank you. Y'all have a great one. We'll talk with you tomorrow. Winging it on Wednesday at 2. Bye-bye.